Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your Smackdown Live review for the date of November 21st, 2017. We had your Smackdown Live coming out of Survivor Series here tonight, and what can I tell you? WWE programming coming out of Survivor Series is boring, generic, stale, and uninspired. Same old song and dance, huh? Holy shit. This show, when it wasn't boring, was illogical, and when it wasn't illogical, it was downright uninspired. And there was lack of any creativity. This show was garbage here tonight. Monday Night Raw was garbage last night. It was uninspired last night. It was bullshit last night. And SmackDown Live seemed to take those same steps towards mediocrity, downright to the point where their women's divisions are looking parallel right now, with 3 women debuting from NXT for absolutely no reason. Makes no goddamn sense to me, bro. 3 women debuted from NXT here tonight. 2 women debuted alongside a returning Paige last night. Both seemingly in factions. Makes no goddamn sense to me. Oh, we're gonna start off talking about this, quite frankly. We're gonna go on our rant about this because, quite frankly, there's nothing else to talk about on this show. There's nothing else I want to discuss on this show besides this, because it seems like WWE is leading towards a women's Royal Rumble, and they're doing it the completely wrong way. Because, I mean, last night you had, of course, the Eva Marie 2.0 and Ronda Rousey wannabe, Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose coming back alongside Paige on Monday Night Raw. But here tonight, they felt they had to continue the trend, and they had to continue the trend with the wrong women? Are you fucking kidding me? Instead of bringing up Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, as it should have been, what did WWE decide to do? Well, they decided to bring up Ruby Riott, who, she is fantastic in the ring, and you can tell she works very hard on the microphone and to get where she is, but she still could have done a lot down in NXT, especially with Ember Moon winning the Women's Championship. Then you had Sarah Logan here tonight, who, yeah, she's good in the ring. She did some good work in the Mayan Classic, but was not even nearly showcased on NXT, and could have done a lot of things down there, could have established a character down there, instead of being brought up to the main roster for absolutely no reason, where in a couple months she's going to flounder anyways. And then Liv Morgan, again, she was showcased in NXT for a while, a little bit. She was kind of showcased on NXT in that lull period NXT had last year in 2016 and the beginning of this year. But besides that, Liv Morgan, not that good in the ring. She could still sharpen her skills down in NXT for maybe another 6 months. Yet WWE, once again, felt the need to bring her up for no reason. And then you had 2 women that everybody was speculating the call-up of this week to either Raw or SmackDown Live, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, who are ready to come up, who are ready to be boosted into an angle on both Raw and SmackDown Live. And what do? You leave them down in NXT. So the women who are ready to come up and have been showcased and have done a lot of what they've needed to do, pretty much everything they've needed to do down in NXT, and they've been groomed and herded up and ready for the main roster, who, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, they started off awful in that ring, and they developed, and now they're actually pretty good. And they've developed a great gimmick in the iconic duo. Still down in NXT. Doing what? Instead of bringing Billie Kay and Peyton Royce up, maybe even bringing up Ruby Riott. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe even bringing up Ruby Riott. Ruby Riott, she's damn good in the ring. Maybe even a Sarah Logan. But Liv Morgan? Mandy Rose? Sonya Deville? These are women who were not even nearly ready for the main roster, bro. These are women being brought up for the sake that WWE wants to do a women's Royal Rumble, and they need talent on the main roster to get in that Royal Rumble. Instead of doing the right thing and having it be Paige returning, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce brought up, and maybe even bringing up Ruby Riott and having those women find success on the main roster because they're ready and because they can wrestle, and instead of having them flounder, you can do that, and maybe when the time comes, you can do a 20-woman Royal Rumble and then bring up some prospects from NXT. Have Ember Moon, your NXT Women's Champion, in that matchup as well. Have some things like that. I mean, that makes 20 women. Why does it need to be a 30-woman Royal Rumble matchup? I think you barely have 20 women between Raw and SmackDown. You count Monday Night Raw. Let's count this right out loud. You had a returning Paige, as it should have been. You had Asuka. You had Sasha, Bayley, Alicia. Unfortunately, Dana. You had, who else? Mickey, Nia. So that's 8. And then the debuting Mandy Rose and the debuting, what's-her-face, Sonya Deville. There you go. That's 10 women on Monday Night Raw that you have right there. Then you go to SmackDown and you have Charlotte, who's a champion, so you can't count her. You have Natalya. You have, I can't even think, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Lana, unfortunately, Tamina, unfortunately, Carmella, who is already your Money in the Bank holder, so I don't know how the hell you would even fit her in there. Carmella, and then you have Ruby Riott, who debuted here tonight. You have, what's her face? Liv Morgan, who debuted here tonight, and Sarah Logan. That's 9 women. There are simply not enough women to even make a 20-women Royal Rumble match, and I'm probably forgetting like one woman. But even then, you have enough women to make a 20-woman Royal Rumble matchup. Why do all these women need to be on the main roster? You're telling me you couldn't have called for that special occasion maybe 3 women from the NXT roster to complete your gaps, and then maybe have some old-time women be called upon. Maybe call upon a Trish Stratus to come back for a one-time only appearance and fill out that Royal Rumble if you really wanted to do a Women's Royal Rumble, which clearly is not possible. They probably are looking to do a 30-woman Royal Rumble, which at that point would make no sense. It would devalue the Men's Royal Rumble. There's clearly not enough women, and it would become so predictable because even though there's not enough women, on top of that, the women who are in there who can actually have a possibility of winning that Royal Rumble would be very limited. Who would win that Royal Rumble? Asuka? You're going to have Asuka win that Women's Royal Rumble? It's the only way I can see it going. I mean, shit. There's no reason to do it. On top of that, you're rushing these women up. You are rushing these women up for no goddamn reason, and they're going to flounder in a couple months when this faction storyline with these NXT women coming up is over. They are going to flounder. Why? Because you brought them up too early and they were not groomed for the main roster, and then you're going to have to pull an Eva Marie and send them back down, where then they're going to be uninspired and they're not going to want to do shit. They're going to be fed up with the wrestling business because they were failures on the main roster. Everybody there except maybe for Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan will flounder because They can't wrestle. Liv Morgan can't wrestle competently. Sonya Deville can't wrestle competently. What's her face? Mandy Rose can't wrestle competently. These women can barely wrestle better than Eva Marie. Barely wrestle better than Eva Marie. And you're telling me they are main roster worthy. Then you have Peyton Royce and Billie Kay sitting there doing nothing on NXT when they've done everything that they've needed to do, when these women should be in the Performance Center working their asses off day in and day out to get better in that ring. And Peyton Royce and Billie Kay have already done that. They've earned their stripes. They're ready, yet you're bringing up this garbage? Who the hell is Sonya Deville? Who the hell is Mandy Rose? Oh, she looks like Trish Stratus. She must have something in her. No, that's not the way it works. Because she looks like Trish Stratus doesn't mean she is Trish Stratus. Matter of fact, I think she looks like Eva Marie. Does that mean she is going to be as shitty in the ring as Eva Marie? Probably, based on WWE logic. I don't fucking know, bro. It just makes no goddamn sense to me. It just makes no goddamn sense to me. You're probably bringing these women up to set up a women's Royal Rumble, which is going to be super limited. It's going to devalue the men's Royal Rumble because this Royal Rumble is most likely going to be shit, and it's always been one Royal Rumble match a year, and it's always been special for that very reason, and now you're going to have two. One of them that can barely even contain itself in this women's Royal Rumble. There's not enough women. It's simple. It is simple, bro. Now, you could have had enough women if you would have done smart, if you would have done this smartly, and brought up a Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, brought up women who are actually capable inside that ring. But, alright, let's say they do gather the women, right? This is going to be super predictable. So, where is the positive here? Where is the upside here? Where is it? Because I honestly cannot find it. Yet WWE, I can already see it in December. This is gonna make history. I can see Stephanie McMahon coming out with her awful fucking voice and saying, "We're gonna make history on Monday Night Raw." Right? I can already see it. I can already see the ear blood. I can already feel the ear blood dripping off my ear, bro. I really, really can. This is awful, and it makes no sense. That's the bottom line. Do I want to see a Women's Royal Rumble match in the future? Yeah, I do. I think it's something that has a very real possibility of happening. But is there enough women? Is WWE in the correct circumstance that they can pull this off? No, they're not. And that's the simple truth. They are not in a circumstance where they can pull this off. When the women that we've seen debut here tonight were groomed in NXT, maybe by next year these women would be groomed and they would become more hardened in that ring and they would actually learn how to wrestle better than they do now, and they were actually ready to come up. And then you had a lot of these women from the Mae Young Classic ready to come up. Yeah, then you can do it. Then you can bring these women up, have some type of fucking angle, and build towards a women's Royal Rumble matchup. But as far as this goes, I mean, there's no fucking reason for these women to be here. There's no incentive for them to be here. There's no result that is going to come out of this that is positive, that makes any goddamn sense. That's it. That is the bottom line. As far as what they did here tonight, they had Naomi in the dressing room getting her makeup done right, and they had Ruby Riott walk up and be like, "Hi, Naomi," and Naomi was just like, "Ruby Riott?" And then Ruby Riott started attacking Naomi. Naomi, by the way, was getting her makeup done by what was clearly a man in a wig. Absolutely ridiculous by WWE. But she was attacked. She was thrown around the locker room, right? Here comes Becky Lynch. She gets destroyed as well. Jammed between the door. They start closing the door on her. Then you got your SmackDown Women's Championship match, which was nothing but a commercial. And then these women coming out and attacking Charlotte and what's-her-face, Natalya, right? and hitting their finisher. So there you go. And another point on top of what I have already said, WWE can barely handle booking a women's division competently with 6 or 7 women in it. What makes you think they are now going to be able to handle a division with 9 to 10 women in it? They're not going to be able to. Is it nice to have more women in your division? Yes. Yes. But I'd like for those women, first of all, to be able to wrestle. Second of all, to be booked correctly. And if WWE can barely book 6 women competently on SmackDown Live, what makes you think they are going to be able to book 5 or 9 to 10 women competently on Raw and SmackDown? You gotta be kidding me. All we've been seeing with 6 women divisions is multi-women matches, which are probably going to be even more plentiful now. Multi-women matches, 4-on-4 tags, fatal 5 ways and 4 ways and 6 ways and 7 ways. I don't fucking know. It's just not looking good for both Raw and SmackDown women's divisions, and I think that needs to be addressed, because this sucks. But we move on here, the rest of this show here tonight. Before we do get into the rest of the show, make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. There's so much other content to go check out on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Just look at all the content that was uploaded last week on the channel. So much shit for all of you to go check out. Survivor Series clearly happened on Sunday. We reviewed that on the channel. That was a big review. Make sure to go check out your Survivor Series review. We talked about it all. AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar. Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. All that good stuff discussed on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. So make sure to go check that one out. Of course, NXT TakeOver War Games on Saturday. That was a huge show. The War Games match, Aleister Black versus the Velveteen Dream himself. Make sure to go check all that out, of course. And, of course, preview and predictions, Raw and SmackDown reviews, and Behind the Mic on Saturday, which was big, big, big. We were talking WWE Championship matchup going into WrestleMania 34. So make sure to go check that one out, because there was a lot of exciting stuff going on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel last week. If you enjoy that content, if you enjoy this content, make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. And, of course, click on that notification bell. If you have not subscribed yet, I do not know what you are waiting for. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to comment what you thought of SmackDown Live here tonight. I clearly thought it was a dreadful show. And, of course, make sure to go check out the Twitter, where we live tweet with Raw's, SmackDown's pay-per-views, and NXT TakeOver special. So make sure to go check out all that other content, because for now we go straight into your SmackDown Live review, and there was, quite frankly, nothing to see here tonight on SmackDown Live. This show was abysmal, and that was seen from the opening segment where a lumberjack match was announced. You gotta be kidding me with that one. But we were in Houston, Texas once again here tonight. By the way, just gotta mention, didn't they nail that Aleister Black entrance in WWE 2K18? DLC just came out today. That's why you're seeing gameplay. Beautiful entrance for Aleister Black. Great job, 2K. They didn't do so well with Elias, who, when you try to break out, doesn't even have his guitar. You gotta be kidding me with that one. And they don't even have Elias singing a concert. So, I mean, I understand why they wouldn't have that happening, but they just could have done a better job with Elias Sampson. Same thing with Drew McIntyre. He looks very vanilla. He stands out among the others who look very, very good in this game. He does not look like a good Drew McIntyre. His face looks very creamy. I don't know. It looks like it looks like Jello. I don't fucking know how to describe it. It just does not look good. They gotta do something to fix Drew McIntyre. Anyways, they did add great balls of fire. Hopefully they do keep adding content and updating the game. They added great balls of fire, that map. So hopefully they keep adding pay-per-views that happen throughout the year. They update the characters that are outdated. I know the Usos look awful. Their theme music is outdated. Their hair looks like shit. Their attires are outdated. That's super outdated right there. The Usos. Prime example, Jason Jordan is outdated, no new theme music still. It's same old American Alpha. Same thing with Chad Gable. Shelton Benjamin isn't even in the game. Why don't they work on that? They should start updating this game by the month, not by the year. Holy shit. Anyways, we go to SmackDown Live, and it was Shane McMahon who started off this show here tonight, saying that Team SmackDown was so close on Sunday, but they came up short. Shane says his sister and her husband will try to spin this, but SmackDown proved, even in defeat, that they will be called the show from now on in WWE. Shane talks about how he's proud of the Team SmackDown members for bringing it, but it's not just Survivor Series, they bring it each week. They didn't bring it tonight, I know that much, but Shane says they do it every week, except for two individuals. He calls Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens to the ring. Owens and Sami hit the ring and mock Shane. They want Shane to say he's sorry to them. Shane tells Owens to shut his mouth. Shane says Owens and Sami have no respect for anyone else in the locker room. They also don't respect Shane and anyone in the crowd. Sami agrees to all of those statements. Sami and Owens go on about how valuable they are and how Shane can't fire them, blah, 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 blah. Shane says they're delusional and asks how delusional they must be to think they're the top two superstars in WWE. Shane says the entire SmackDown locker room hates their guts and has no respect for them. Shane calls them the most self-absorbed, crazy megalomaniacs, there you go, that have ever stepped foot in the WWE. Shane has just two words for them, and then the music interrupts. Out comes SmackDown General Manager Daniel Bryan. Bryan says Shane has every right to fire these two, but he could first put his personal feelings aside. Owens and Sami talk about how reasonable Bryan is. Bryan tells Sami to shut up. Bryan says he has a better temporary solution instead of terminating their contracts. Bryan says everyone in the back does hate their guts, and he had to send Randy Orton home over threats Orton made about Owens and Sami. Bryan says the New Day is also furious at them. Bryan says they have a chance to prove they can beat anyone on any night when they face the New Day tonight. Sami says that's totally bogus and unfair because there's three of them and two of them. Bryan tells Sami to shut up again. He wasn't finished. Like Shane said, everyone in the back hates Sami and Owens and wants to get their hands on them. Bryan announces that the SmackDown roster will be around the ring as lumberjacks tonight, preventing Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens from trying to escape. Bryan's music hits as a yes chant starts. Sami and Owens aren't happy. That's your intro to SmackDown Live. So typical, so boring, so generic, and they announce a lumberjack match. Who is supposed to be excited about a lumberjack match? I think a lumberjack match, along with the Beat the Clock Challenge, are the two worst match types in WWE history. They are awful. Predictable is the Beat the Clock Challenge, and the lumberjack match means you're going to get a generic, boring matchup with the same fucking scenario where, oh, the heel rolls to the outside, the heel isn't friendly, the heel is going to get beat up, oh, but that's going to result in a brawl. I mean, how many fucking times do we see the same shit? Lumberjack matches are boring and generic. They're fucking stupid. My God. We move on to Shelton Benjamin versus Jey Uso. This match was alright. Again, nothing special, boring, generic, prototypical matchup on WWE television. There was a nice sequence of near falls in this match where Benjamin got a roll up off a distraction and Jey still kicked out and hit a super kick for a near fall. In the end, it was Jey who hit Chad with the super kick on the apron, which allowed Benjamin to get out of the way of a frog splash and hit the pay dirt. So there you go with that one. Nothing special there. They're probably building towards Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable versus the Usos at Clash of Champions coming up, and that given pay-per-view time is probably going to be a very good matchup, and the Usos are probably going to lose the titles to Benjamin and Gable at that pay-per-view. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were trying to get Baron Corbin to be on their side, with Corbin telling them to find someone else more weak-minded. They went to Bobby Roode, who started yelling at them and telling them that they ruined his first Survivor Series, saying that he owes them a receipt. Bobby Roode needs to go heel. He is absolutely directionless on SmackDown Live. After tonight, it looks like Bobby Roode is indeed going into a United States Championship feud with Baron Corbin as rumored, but I mean, who really cares about that? Hopefully, Bobby Roode does beat Baron Corbin for the United States Championship, and Bobby Roode could turn heel upon receiving gold on the main roster, and he can become the heel Bobby Roode who actually presents good, exciting, entertaining television, and not this fucking pussified Bobby Roode who is generic as fuck and evokes no emotion out of anything. That's it. Naomi was getting her makeup done by someone who was clearly a man in a wig before Ruby Riott showed up out of nowhere with Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. They started attacking Naomi and Becky came out of nowhere, but she got destroyed too. I talked about that in the beginning of the review. The Hype Bros versus the Bludgeon Brothers. This was probably the best part of the show. Bludgeon Brothers are looking good, bro. Their theme music is badass. Their entrance is badass. Only thing I don't like is their ring attire. They kind of look bummish with that ring attire that they were given. But besides that, the Bludgeon Brothers are a success so far. You keep them strong, they can be big for your tag team division. Book them like the Authors of Pain in NXT, bro. Authors of Pain were booked perfectly. They look intimidating, the Bludgeon Brothers. They have the entrance. They have the theme music. Just keep booking them correctly. And I think you can have a big tag team on your hands that can put up some good competition against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin in the future. You got a nice tag team division on SmackDown Live if you want to book people correctly. The Usos, the Bludgeon Brothers, Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin, Breezango, the Hype Bros. You got some tag teams in your division. The Ascension if you want to book them. You've got some nice tag teams. Book these tag teams appropriately, bro. If you want to assemble Rusev and Aiden English, that's another tag team right there. The New Day. The New Day. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are an on and off tag team. Singles competitor on and off, tag team on and off. So you got a nice tag team division on SmackDown Live. Put that tag team division to use. I say you have the first feud of the Bludgeon Brothers at Clash of Champions be the New Day. That can be a very, very good match. And the Bludgeon Brothers running through the New Day will give them a lot of momentum. Think about it, WWE. Think about it. But knowing WWE, they'll probably go with Breezango in a ridiculous feud for the Bludgeon Brothers that will make these guys look absolutely pathetic like the Ascension 2.0, bro. Gotta be kidding me. Natalya was interviewed by an absolute robot, bro. Where do they find these interviewers, bro? You gotta be kidding me. This lady was like, please welcome my guest, Natalya. Natalya, what do you think of Charlotte being the new SmackDown Women's Champion and the changing landscape of SmackDown Live? Are you fucking kidding me? That's how these women are speaking? Holy shit. Stop the over-scripting. This is what she should have sounded like. Please welcome my guest here tonight, Natalya. Natalya, how do you feel about the changing landscape of SmackDown Live around you? Then Natalya can proceed to go through her promo. No, this is her. Please welcome my guest, Natalya. You sound like a fucking demon corpse possessed robot, bro. Fucking crazy. Holy shit, these people are scripted to the very fucking bone. Anyways, Natalya, she actually cut a decent promo. She said that the only thing that changed the only change that will happen is that she will win back the SmackDown Women's title, saying that she'll give Charlotte credit for beating her, which is nearly impossible to do, according to Natalya, of course, but she mentions Ric Flair and how he came out and he was looking awful, like a fucking blubberfish, some shit like that, right? making fun of Ric Flair, and she says that she'll give Ric Flair something to really cry about when she beats Charlotte for the Women's Championship. She says that beating Alexa Bliss is super easy, and Charlotte thinks she's Wonder Woman, but she's wondering who will take Charlotte off her perch, and that will be Natalya. So there you go. There you go. AJ Styles came out to a huge series of AJ Styles chants, and he was saying that he wishes that he could be out here celebrating with us, saying that things didn't go as planned with Brock Lesnar, but Lesnar is every bit the beast that we thought he was. He says that after the match, despite his loss, he was still being congratulated because he held his own. But this is the WWE, and you don't get trophies for second place. Despite that, he still wasn't the one limping to the back. So if Brock ever wants to do it again, he just needs to remember that Rocky wins in the sequel. So there you fucking go. He said, enough about Lesnar. He's a little salty here tonight because Jinder Mahal said he would take AJ Styles' WWE Championship away from him. So Styles, he laid down his title, telling Mahal to come out. Let's fight. Let's have a WWE Championship match. Of course, Jinder Mahal, being the pussified heel, appears on the fucking Titantron. You gotta be kidding me. The make-believe Maharaja, according to Paul Heyman, and the modern-day failure Raha, according to me. This guy is absolutely fucking awful. And even without the WWE Championship, he is a nuisance to SmackDown Live television. He appeared on the Titantron saying that he's been watching AJ's match with Lesnar over and over and over again, saying that Styles took advantage of him being in the middle of a European tour and preparing for Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series, that if he would have faced Lesnar, he would have been proclaimed the Beast Master. Styles is like, what the fuck are you talking about? The Beast Master? You sound fucking ridiculous, is pretty much what AJ Styles said, saying that he wouldn't know what it feels like to be in the ring with Brock Lesnar. He wouldn't know what it feels like to be in the ring with anybody because he didn't even compete on Survivor Series. Jinder, he said, India, 1.3 billion people, blah, 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 blah. He challenges AJ Styles to match at Clash of the Champions. After that, the Singh brothers, they come out and try to attack AJ Styles from behind. AJ Styles destroys these motherfuckers and hits them with a Styles Clash. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they came, the backstage segment, they came into Aiden English and Rusev's locker room, kissing up and saying that Shane McMahon overlooks worthy talent, bringing up how Rusev's match with AJ Styles for Rusev to qualify for Survivor Series was canceled and Cena was put on without even lifting a finger, which is true. Sami Zayn brought up how they don't like Aiden's singing either, telling them to keep this in mind when they lumberjacks tonight. So there you go. Charlotte versus Natalya, we went over that. That match didn't even happen besides a commercial break and the women Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan coming out. And that brought us to the lumberjack match on this uneventful motherfucking show. The New Day versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in a lumberjack match. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens actually won this match against the New Day after a brawl started between the lumberjacks, and Sami got a roll-up on Kofi Kingston. He did get attacked by the New Day after the match, taking a Trouble in Paradise and Midnight Hour, and then Kevin Owens, he escaped to the back, where he got on his knees, begging Bryan not to fire him, because they were threatening to fire Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Matter of fact, if you don't like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens so much, why don't you trade these two guys to Monday Night Raw to get Finn Balor and Samoa Joe on SmackDown Live? Why not like that? But of course not. Of course they didn't go that direction. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will still be on SmackDown Live. And next week, Kevin Owens is going to be going against Randy Orton. So whatever comes of that match will come of that match. I really cannot tell you what Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will be doing going into Clash of Champions. If you ask me, it should have been Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles in that championship rematch here tonight. AJ Styles wins that, and you go on to have Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles, building towards that Clash of the Champions for the WWE Championship, with Kevin Owens in the corner of Sami Zayn cheering on his best friend in a WWE Championship match, and that we get a dream match right there. And then you can have the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers, or the New Day maybe even versus Rusev and Aiden English. You can have Ty Dillinger versus Baron Corbin for the United States Championship, or Bobby Roode versus Baron Corbin for the United States Championship. I have no fucking idea what you're going to do with Shinsuke Nakamura. Maybe you can have a dream match at Clash of the Champions between Randy Orton and Shinsuke Nakamura. Why not? You can actually book this card to be exciting, but instead we're getting Jinder Mahal versus AJ Styles, Kill Me Now. We're getting Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens doing God knows fucking what, Kill Me Now. You have generic tag team championship feud between the Usos and Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. You're probably going to have another matchup between Charlotte and Natalya, because the one here tonight ended indecisively, and you're going to have to do something with these fucking women who have no place being on Monday Night Raw, had no place, or SmackDown Live I should say, had no place being called up, and they're pretty much being called up because Women's Royal Rumble, history in the making, right? Who cares? Who gives a fuck? That's what this show was. Who gives a fuck? Do you give a fuck? No. Do I give a fuck? No. And that's why this SmackDown Live review is coming to a close, ladies and gentlemen. This has been your SmackDown Live review. This show gets a rating of a 2 out of 10. WWE television this week has been god-awful coming out of the Survivor Series. My God, you gotta be kidding me with that one. But besides that, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joel Perez, or this has been Joel Perez of the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel, telling you guys to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver specials. Make sure to go check all that out. Make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Like I said, if you have not subscribed yet, I do not know what you are waiting for. Make sure to do that good stuff. Make sure to comment what you thought of the SmackDown Live here tonight. I can't even speak, can't even think. But tell me what you thought of SmackDown Live here tonight. And of course, make sure to like this video. Smash that like button. And make sure to go check out the Twitter accounts of the same name, Ringside Wrestling, where we live tweet with Raws, SmackDowns, and pay-per-views. Because for now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. And for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I will see you next time right here on Ringside Wrestling.